Mr. Ring-a-Ding.
This is Mr. Ring-a-Ding, a 1930s-style rubber-hose cartoon character who is the main protagonist of his own theatrical shorts with the same name. An entertainer with a heart of gold, Mr. Ring-a-Ding brings on a sense of joy and wonder, not only to the other characters surrounding him, but to the audience watching too. But there's something more sinister behind the scenes, something much larger than just mere entertainment, and it all reflects on the mirage of Ring-a-Ding as a character, or in some cases, an illusion, an identity, an eidetic image replica, a persona of something much greater and more malicious than anyone could comprehend, an alter ego for a god.
Get ready, 'cause here I come!
The second episode of Season 15 of Doctor Who, the Doctor and new companion Belinda Chandra land in Miami, Florida in 1952 from their TARDIS time machine. Trying to head back, the Doctor gets intrigued by a rundown cinema that's chained shut, with tons of flowers and notes of grievances of dead loved ones. Wanting to know more about the cinema, the two head to a diner and speak to one of the victim's loved ones, a mother who just lost her teenage son. She exclaims that her son, along with 14 other people, were at the cinema at one point and never returned, with the police searching the cinema every day but to no avail. Since then, the projectionist of the cinema has been caretaking the building, continuing to play movies at night.
I thought they'd given up till someone delivered that thing tonight. It says police box.
Sneaking into the cinema, the two try to find the projectionist to get a few more questions about the whereabouts of the missing people, only to hear some tap dancing from across the room.
What was that?
Then, a big spotlight shines on the stage, and our animated friend appears.
That Mr. Ring-a-Ding!
Though presenting himself as a happy, cheery fellow, his undertones become more grim. His signature catchphrase now starts becoming a threat. And before a pig-nosed comrade can make a move, the projectionist triggers his musical jingle to allow the Doctor and friends to escape into the projection room.
I'll getcha! I'm Mr. Ring-a-Ding!
So it may come to a surprise that Mr. Ring-a-Ding is not a real person. Though characterized as a living, breathing cartoon, this is actually the embodiment of Lux Imperator, the god of light, who has taken this toonish form as a means to absorb all the light in the world and destroy humanity. In this form, Lux is able to manipulate the world of light as a film reel, and is able to trap living human beings in light as images or animations to his domain. That couldn't be more clear than in the cold open, where we see Lux for the first time, tricking the audience to think that they're watching a classic comedy cartoon, until Lux pulls out of the screen and makes 15 people disappear into his reel. Lux's whole existence is a contradiction, as he is both dazzling and terrifying. Likewise, the whole paradox of light itself associates with truth, clarity, goodness, something Lux clearly lacks. But that's something he can easily twist, as the symbolism it represents is now more unsettling. His physical appearance is hypnotic, a breathing cartoon who doesn't show any kinds of mystic technology to him. As Belinda states, he's not advanced enough to be a hologram. But with such overwhelming power, his simple and harmless design is just the surface of what Lux can truly do.
Lux Imperator, the god of light. I am the dazzle of the heart of the pantheon. I am the glint in the eyes of the mad. I am the last thing you see before you fall into the abyss.
Of course, that's not shown just yet, considering it takes a while for him to get to the projection room, claiming he should have never learned perspective. Eventually, he breaks in, threatening to burn the projectionist film of his dead wife that Lux brought back to life if he interferes with his plans with the Doctor and Belinda. Accusing Lux of capturing the 15 victims and leaving them in the film reel, Lux decides to capture the Doctor and Belinda into their own little cartoon, and proceeds to put them in multiple false realities when they solve the previous ones.
Go get it, girls! My lovely ladies of the light!
Lux, you want me? Don't take Belinda, you want me! Roll!
Finally coming back to their own reality, the Doctor heals his injured hand from the film using regeneration, something that Lux takes a liking to. Using the Doctor's body, he starts stealing his energy in order to create a more normal, solid body for himself, ditching the 2D persona. Definition and reality is something that the god craves, wanting to finally escape from his cartoonish persona he calls a prison, and can finally become a true entity of horror and destruction.
But you're the most amazing creation, my doctor, sir. You have light within you that builds a body.
There are a few key actions in what makes this god so disturbing. The repeated phrases of the term
Don't make me laugh
foreshadows the true nature of Lux and Mr. Ring-a-Ding as a whole, the true entity that thrives on contradiction and deception. The more he says this phrase, the more angrier he gets, the more he gets pushed to his limits. And that's not to forget his most terrifying trait of manipulating perception, trapping victims in film strips, forcing them to exist as mere images, not to mention the constant gaslighting he does to the poor projectionist, promising to replay the tape of his dead wife and bringing her to life, in trade for more films being played at night to consume more light. There's also the psychological torment of the other victims living in the false realities he gives, making them question their own mortality, if they're really real or not.
They're gone.
Unfortunately, his obsession with light as a whole ultimately becomes his downfall. With the help of Belinda and the projectionist, an explosion from burning the film reels blows a hole in the cinema, exposing the cinema to the sunlight from outside, causing Lex to consume so much of it that he expands infinitely, until he floats out from the theater and into space, becoming one with the universe, grandly becoming light itself, and ends up harmless to anything.
The light of creation.
It's a little odd that the power-hungry tyrant first comes to Earth as a cartoon, but with its two-dimensional powers, the imagination is endless. Lex breeds his persona as Renadine with an unsettling charm, making the god both captivating and terrifying. If anything, his presence is impossible to ignore. He feels larger than life, reinforcing his status as a cosmic entity. Yet, his obsession with light, the envy he has when seeing the Doctor's regeneration, the pure jealousy that he holds him captive to use that energy to give him a concrete body so he can finally reign with pure destruction. Yet, the deeper meaning with Lex is that maybe he was just a god who lingers in the mind, creating false realities when it was just figments of imagination. After all, revealed as just an animated specimen, he's conceived as a contradiction made real, an experience. But in the end, his supposed morality meets its doom as Lex's gluttony for light is too much, and he accepts his fate as he becomes what he wants all along, but not with the true intentions he had in mind.